Hello, fertility fam. It is I, Sanika. How is everyone doing this wonderful evening? Okay, so I thought I would give you an update of my appointment yesterday for monitoring of cycle day 6. Now, I'll give you all a recap of monitoring of CD3, cycle day 3. Estrogen was 38, LH was 3.5, and it did not test progesterone. I had My lining was a 4.8. I had 4 and 2 3s on the right ovary and a 4 and a 3 on the left ovary. So, cycle day 6 yesterday went in. She did a transvaginal ultrasound, went in, and she found my left ovary just like that, which is rare. They never find my left ovary. And you remember last time they couldn't find neither one of my ovaries. She had to go and do an abdomen on the abdomen straight. So she found my left ovary, but she could not. And y'all, as soon as she found my left ovary, you just saw all these follicles. I was like, oh my goodness. And they weren't, I was expecting them to be little bitty, but they were big follicles over there. And this is CD6. So I was like really excited about that. I was like, oh my goodness, that's follicles at CD6. So, but then when she went to look for my right ovary, she could not find it because she said I had a lot of bile, which makes sense because I did have to go to the bathroom. But I had the urge to go. Well, I felt like I had to go, but I just couldn't go. And that's a whole nother story. But so on the right ovary, I had an 8, a 7, and a 6. That's all she could find. She says she's pretty sure there's more, but she just couldn't see them. On the left ovary, I had a 10, a 9, an 8, 2 7s, and 2 5s. Now, and my lining was a 6.2. My estrogen was 99, and my LH was 2.4. My progesterone was 29. Now, y'all, that is a big jump in 3 days, don't you think? I mean, I went from a 4 and 2 3s to an 8, 7, and 6. So they all went up like 4 numbers. And on my left, I went from a 4 to a 3 to a 10. A 10, that's 6. And the 9 and the 8, oh my goodness, that is a lot of follicles. And that scares me, y'all. That really scares me because when I looked at my old chart from when I was pregnant with Charlie Ann, when I was trying to get pregnant, I went in on CD7, y'all. And I had went from, I only had a 4 and a 2, I believe, on the right and the same on the left. And then they only had went up, the highest one went up to was a 6. And that was in 4 days. And the highest it went up to was a 6. So I didn't have really any growth for that whole week. So, and no, actually that was 5 days because I went on CD2. So, and then I went back on CD7. So that was 5 days of medicine. And I only had a growth of like 2 little millimeters. So that's just like, for them to go from a 4 to a 10, that like really scares me. It really does. I mean, so y'all, I mean, I can't even, I was in a fog when, at first, no, I was ecstatic when I saw the growth because I was like, oh my goodness, I did all this in 3 days. When last time I couldn't even do this in almost a week. So I was like, oh my goodness, that's so excited. But then as I got down and I started looking at the numbers, I was just like, does that mean that's like more, it's going to be more than one follicle? I mean, last time I was so disappointed that I had the one, but this time I'm so scared that I might have more than one. Okay, so, like I said, I was trying to compare everything, and I told y'all my numbers as far as like CD7 for my last cycle. The highest one was a 6. The lowest one was 3s that it never grew. But my estrogen at that point was 82, and my LH was 1.9, and my progesterone was 27. So the numbers are steady in that department, just a little higher in the estrogen, but which is it's expected because it's a 10. I got a 10 and the 9s in there. The thought of having more than one follicle. And I was telling them, I was like, now the reason why, okay, and my AMH has not come back yet, but the reason why I'm so scared. A few years ago, I still have her. I just haven't talked to her in a while. I have a psychic, and she's wonderful. She always she hits everything on the head. Always. She'll give me a date, and whatever she said, it comes true. She's very spiritual, very lovely woman. Anyway, so when I was asking her about was I going to have more kids, or was I going to get pregnant from the cycle from when I was starting with Charlie? No, I think it was even before I did the cycle with Charlie. When I first went to my read, before we even decided that we was going to go through with it, she told me, she said, I see you get pregnant in December and I see multiples. And then the phone cut off, and that was the end of our session. And when she said she saw multiples, I had stopped. I didn't go back to my read. I was like, okay, she said multiples. Now, I don't know if she was saying multiple pregnancies or she was saying multiple babies. I never ever asked her to be more explicit about it. She told me, December, I see you pregnant. And I don't know if she was saying pregnant multiple times or pregnant with multiples. So I was supposed to start a cycle in December. I was supposed to start November, and then I would have found out I was pregnant in December. So I did not go through with it. But then the next year, I decided I was ready. So when I got pregnant and I had the one follicle, I was like, well, maybe she was meaning I was going to have multiple pregnancies. I don't know what she was saying. So, but she kept on saying, she said December. So, and I got pregnant with Charlie in December. So I was like, well, maybe she meant multiple pregnancies. But here I am again doing it around this time, and I will find out in December. And I have these multiple follicles, and it's making me think, did she mean multiple pregnancies? Or did she mean I'm going to have multiple babies? It just scares me because I really, really, really don't want to have multiples. That is not something that I believe I can do. I mean, I'm pretty sure if God blesses me with that, I'm pretty sure he wouldn't put me through nothing that I couldn't handle. But the thought scares me of having multiples. So I guess we'll just let this play. Of course, we're just going to let it play out. I mean, I've talked to somebody who also was with my doctor, who said she had 9 mature follicles, and he adjusted her trigger to where she wouldn't ovulate all 9. So maybe he'll do something like that for me. And she wound up just being pregnant with 1 baby. So maybe, and who's to say I have all these and they could be empty. So let's just go with that. Yeah. Anyway, so that is my progress, y'all. And I'm so excited. And I feel like everything that I've been doing is what got me to this point. Because the last cycle, I remember I went back and watched one of my videos, and when I didn't have any growth, I was saying how I had stopped taking my vitamins. I had started eating really, really bad. I was just eating lots of sugar, and I read that sugar can slow down the growth. And I read I wasn't doing any castor oil packs. I wasn't doing my vaginal steams. I had stopped doing everything for a month because I was just so tired and overwhelmed of everything that I was doing for the last 6 months to get my body ready for pregnancy. And I just felt like I needed a break. So I just started not caring. And as soon as I started back stop eating the sugar and went back to doing my vaginal steams and my fertility checks. As soon as I started doing it, then my numbers just shot up. I went from a 6 to 11 in 2 days. So, or 3 days, something like that. So I know this time I didn't do any of those things. I'm not eating any sugar or carbs. I'm doing my vaginal steams. I'm making sure I'm taking all my vitamins. I'm making sure I'm doing my fertility drink. I'm just eating right, and I'm staying active, trying to get my body prepared and get these eggs growing, because, you know, I have a lot of things on my side and not on my side. So those were my numbers. The doctor wants me to, he raised up my follicle to 200. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I have to take 200 milligrams. And then I go back Monday, which will be CD 7, 8, 9, wait, 8. It'll be CD 8. So here we go. I cannot wait to find out exactly what it's doing on the 10th, the 9th, 10th. Nope, it's CD 9. They have it right here. I'm looking at this as the date when it's actually the cycle date. So it's cycle day 9. I go back and I check. And I honestly believe that I'm going to be close to mature. I kind of believe that CD 10, I'm going to be triggering, because I can feel ovulation, especially on the left. Oh my goodness. Last time I ovulated from the right, from the left, which I rarely do. I could honestly count on my hand how many times I've ovulated on my right side my whole life, because I can feel ovulation every month, and it's very painful for me. So this, I honestly believe that the 10th, cycle day 10, I'm going to trigger, and I'll probably have the, whatchamacallit, cycle day 11, IUI cycle day 11. 11th or the 12th, I'll bet money on it, because just the way I'm feeling. And with these eggs growing how they're growing, and then he upped my medicine, I honestly believe it's coming, y'all. I really do. And I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous. I'm happy and I'm nervous at the same time. But I feel incredibly blessed to be able to get this far, y'all. Because I told you, this is my only cycle that I believe I can do. I mean, I'm pretty sure I could probably do it in a couple months, but I can't do it right after this one. Definitely can't. Well, that is my update. And I'm going to leave you guys with, I feel incredibly blessed to be this far. So, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And like, share, comment. Take care and be blessed.